Hey everyone, we are the Gratitude Girls.
The Gratitude Girls are in the house. Hi, Lori. How are you?
Catherine.
We're getting close to the month to Valentine's Day. So this is the month of love. I thought it would be nice to just remind our members and our viewers tonight that we should think about the people that we care about, think about the people that we love that are near and far, and maybe say something to them or do something nice for those, whether they are within arm's reach or not. Let me talk to you about where I'm from tonight while my partner is taking care of the tech. My name is Catherine Asaro Myers, affectionately known as Rara. When I walk into the room, I like to say, Rara's in the house. It lifts me up. And I'm broadcasting to you live tonight from Niagara-on-the-Lake, Ontario, Canada. And I'm here with my awesome partner who's holding up the fort while I'm talking. Are you ready, Lori?
Sure, I am Lori Del Cordecchi and I am outside Nashville, Tennessee.
And we're here tonight to deliver some very interesting free coaching and training tips through the Gratitude Girls. And we're here Monday nights from 8:30 to 8:44, 45 or 46 before we go into our private dining room. So what we're going to do tonight is give you some high-level coaching. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about communication. Like, how well do you communicate? So let's jump right into it. There are a few things that we can remember, and I'll give a demonstration. If I'm going to talk to you and I'm going to take a speed like that, perhaps it wouldn't categorize as communicating well. But if I do communicate with you and I take my time and give you a chance to digest and process the information, we would call that communicate calmly.
Right, yeah, and it's in good communication, of course, is so important for any type of relationship, whether it's talking to someone you love, like your spouse or partner, talking to your parents, your siblings, your children, or also in business, talking to your clients. You should love your clients the way they want to be loved, just like you should love your spouse the way they want to be loved, or partner. You should love your children the way they want to be loved, not the way you want to be loved, but the way they want to, because that's how you communicate better with them.
Awesome. We'll go to the next point. Talk and listen. Yes, we have to do those two things. So speak your mind, but take the time to listen.
Yeah, and think about really what you want to say, but when you're listening, don't be thinking about what you want to say during that moment. Actually listen, and then you can have a pause before you start up blabbing your stuff, right? So that way you have that moment to absorb and then speak back.
I was just thinking of so many times where that comes into makes sense. All right, number 3, do not text your feelings. Okay, I know that this is a really easy thing to do, but try to tell yourself, I'm not going to do that. You do not want to get into a text war.
Yeah, exactly. And so many people, like nowadays, especially, they think when you're texting, it's not like you wouldn't say to someone in person to their face what you would do in a text. But that's the way it should be, right? So I know that there's some people that do that. They'll text things that might be off the wall, off color, whatever, negative, but they would never say that to the person in person. So think about that. Whatever you will text or email or private message, DM, whatever you want to call it, wherever place that you're at, if you would not say it to them in person, then don't text it, don't type it. And before you send something, reread it. Always reread it, because things can come, that's how things can come misconstrued And especially if you type quickly with your double thumbs very quickly and then hit send without proofreading.
Right. Good point. All right. Communication strategy number 4. Take time to talk. I know we're all busy and often we find ourselves talking about the weather and all these other things, but really have a meaningful conversation.
Yes, exactly. So like one thing Kevin and I love to do is we love to just talk. I mean, we talk about everything, but we love to talk about our dreams together. You know, we're renovating this house. We talk about 5-10 year goals, dreams, even though both of us are, well, he's fully retired and I'm pretty much semi-retired, but we still both have goals. We have goals for our family. We have goals for our relationship, right? You should have goals for your relationship. You should have goals for your life. You should have, health goals, have financial goals, and, your fears too. Talk about your accomplishments. What have you accomplished? And the same thing like with your kids or your clients, talk with them. Actually have a conversation, not just, hi, hello, goodbye, love you, whatever, and it's just come and go, right? Actually have a meaningful conversation with no cell phones, like put them away, right? And actually talk to each other.
Yeah, remember those days. All right, communication strategy number 5, be honest and kind. Now think about that for a second. Honesty without kindness is really just you being mean. All right, let's talk about that, Lori.
Yeah, sometimes people, like they say, the truth hurts. Yes, sometimes the truth hurts. And yes, sometimes people need to be told that truth. They need to have that honesty there. But still, one thing I remember from one of my coaches that taught me was, is it true? And if it is it kind? If it's true, but it's not kind, and if it won't matter, like sometimes things matter. And so it's important, it matters whether it's going to change someone's life, good or bad, or something like that, you might have to discuss it. But if it doesn't matter in the end, or in 10 years from now, 100 years from now, if it's not kind, who cares if it's truth? Don't say it.
Totally agree. All right. Think about this. You do this all the time. We do this when we're hungry. We do this when we're going to the store. We do this when we want to make a list if we're good or we're naughty or nice. Make a list. So if you forget what you want to talk about, think of it like a business agenda. Think of it like going into a meeting. I don't know if you have a book like I do, so many of them right here. Every time I have a thought, and I could be doing a live like I am right now, I will make a note. There's always an opportunity to make a list.
Yes, absolutely. One thing I do is I text myself, like just like you text other people, you can put your own contact in your phone and text yourself. Save so many things. And I love it because then it's still right on your phone. You don't have post-it notes everywhere and it's right on your phone. You can look for it.
Sometimes I text my husband and he's like, what was that about? I'm like, that's because I want you to remind me about that. All right. Number 7, strategy. Always remove. Sorry, this is funny. Remove always and never. Always remove always and never from your vocabulary. So if you say always and never, and you catch yourself, just think about that, because the words always and never do not belong in a conversation. They are almost always an exaggeration. So when we're exaggerating, we're steering away from the truth.
Yes. And especially when you start the sentence with the word you, right? You should always start the sentence with the word I, right? So if you start the word with you and then always or never, you always forget to take out the trash. Never want to spend time with me, right? Where instead of something like, no, I really love you. And I really, I feel like we just don't spend enough time together. Maybe we could add another date night every Friday night. See how different that sounds? And the same thing, you could apply this in every relationship in your life, whether it's personal or professional.
Absolutely. Strategy number 8, and then we're going to talk to you about what we're going to do next. Think about this. Do you ever say, I'm sorry? Because sometimes you're going to be wrong, and sometimes you're going to hurt another person. And if you think, well, you don't want to do it, and it happens, fess up, step up to the plate.
Yes, exactly. And just, a simple apology. It doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be drawn out, right? It doesn't have to be major. And, and maybe you think that they're in the wrong, but still, like my mom used to say, it takes 2 to tango and it takes 2 to tangle, right? So there's still 2 in that picture. Now, maybe you're more right in a certain situation, but there's still 2 of you. So if there was an argument or something going on, still both of you could apologize. And so be the bigger person, apologize, right?
Such good advice.
Yeah. And, and I remember also, I just wanted to say one more thing on that. As far as like marriage, if I remember another older lady telling me this when I was in my early 20s and married, and she said, if you're in a fight, argument, whatever, if it's something that like you literally would go to divorce court over, it's that major, then stand your ground and fight. But if it's not,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter about ruining your entire marriage, your kids not having their dad in the home or whatever, then let it go. You be the bigger person, say you're sorry, and get on with it.
Yes, and it does take practice. Good communication takes practice. Hopefully these tips and strategies will help you to become a better communicator. In about 1 minute, well, let's wrap it up, Lori. Those were great strategies and tips. Let's talk about what's going to happen next.
Yeah, so next we are going to go into our private dining room. So if you're not familiar with that, go to our website at gratitudegirls.com/coaching. And you can see the information there. We have a private coaching and training group that we meet with every single week. And so you can see the information there. We also have one-on-one, or shall we say 2-on-1 coaching, because you get 2 coaches for the price of 1. And we also have a little thing called try us on for size, because all good girls like to try on clothes, right? So we have that option too. So you can read all that information there. And then if you have any questions or anything, go to facebook.com/gratitudegirls. Make sure you like the page and add us to your interest to follow us. So that way you get all this free training every single week. You get the notifications, but then you can also hit message right there and send us a message and ask us any questions you have.
We look forward to seeing you. And over my right shoulder is a candle. And I'm doing that in honor of someone whom I love, whose birthday was today. So be kind, be nice, and remember those that you love. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.